Hello, everyone. I'm Preston Murray. Welcome to another session of Yoga with Preston. I'm presenting this class to you from our home studio in St. Francis Bay, South Africa. This is where I teach my weekly yoga classes from. And today I wanted to teach you a class and guide you around the idea of affirmations for clarity and focus. We'll be pulling the affirmations from the book I wrote called Words and Wellness, Affirmations and Practices for Holistic Wellbeing. Join me on your mat and we'll get started. We're going to begin in a seated position. You could do so on a block if you have one, placing it below your sit bones, either in a hero's pose like this or a cross-legged position. Or if you don't have a block or prefer to sit firmly on the ground, that's great as well. Let's lower our eyes to a closed position as we begin the journey inward of yoga. Allowing yourself to breathe naturally as we begin. Finding a position that you can sit in for a few moments. So placing your sit bones to the ground. Allowing yourself to sit tall with your shoulders placed over your hips. In yoga, we use the principle or the idea of rooting down to rise up. So let your sit bones root firmly down into the block or the floor as your spine starts to lift up. Placing your shoulders over your hips, letting your heart lift gently, and your shoulders sink back softly. Before we start to use our breath as this beautiful tool that it is, we can allow the breath to move through us naturally. Today's practice will include affirmations for clarity and focus. One way that we can help ourselves to find clarity on a very subtle note is when our eyes are lowered and we sit still or lay still at the end of class. To ever so gently bring our gaze of our eyes inward towards the bridge of the nose. Before we get started, let's take a quick inventory of how we feel right here, right now. Checking in on what's happening in your head. Seeing whether your mind feels busy or more clear and focused this morning or this afternoon, wherever you are in the world and in your day. Then coming down to the heart. Seeing what the quality of your heart's contents are today. Whether your heart feels full of contentment, or maybe it's having a bit of longing or yearning within. Allowing whatever is there at the head and the heart to be fine for this moment. Then checking in on your gut. Seeing what's happening in your digestion today. Seeing how your sense of self and confidence, which lives here at our solar plexus, seeing how that feels today. Find the natural rhythm of your breath. And allow an exhale to empty out all of the way. Replace that with a deep breath in through your nose. Try to fill up your belly and rise it up towards your chest. Hold for just a moment. And sigh the breath out as you let it go. Take another deep breath in. Let it rise from your belly up towards your chest. Hold. Sit tall, chest broad, shoulders back, heart lifted. And let the breath go out the mouth. Empty it all the way out. Just like that. Take another breath in. Fill up your belly and rise it up towards your chest. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Another soft sigh as the breath exits. 2 more breaths here before we move into movement. Deep breath in. Let this inhale sit you tall through the spine. Hold the breath as we lift the heart, shoulders back, chest broad for another 4, 3, 2, 1. Sigh it out. Last one here. Deep breath in, send it to your belly, rise it up to your chest. Hold the breath. Let a bit of pressure build up. Sit tall, heart high, shoulders back. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the breath go. We're going to let our hands fall to our sides. That'll drop our shoulders back as well. When an inhale comes to you, we're going to bring our hands up high to mountain. And as you exhale, let's cactus 90 degrees from wrist to shoulder. Let the arms go out like a bird as you inhale, chest wide. And as you exhale, let the hands fall to the floor. Just like that, twice more. Hands up as we inhale. Cactus as we exhale. Out like a bird as we inhale. Use the whole exhale to let the hands come down. One more. Hands up as we inhale. Elbows bend as you exhale. Elbows back, shoulder blades together. Out like the letter T or like a bird as you inhale. Hands come down as you exhale. As they do, let's bring them behind our back. Fingers interlace, thumbs press into your tailbone. That helps you sit tall in your chest to broaden, shoulders back. Let your head be at neutral. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, let your left ear fall in the direction of your shoulder. And then when you inhale, drop the head back, chin high. And exhale right there, chin going a bit higher, head dropping back further. Let's inhale towards the other ear to shoulder. And exhale there as the ear comes a little closer to the shoulder. Continue around this circle, inhaling as the chin comes towards the chest. And exhaling, dropping the chin a bit further. Completing the circle by bringing the ear to the shoulder. And exhaling there. Now let's do one in the opposite direction. So inhale as your chin comes towards your chest. And exhale right there. Continue traveling around the circle, inhaling ear to shoulder. And exhaling as your ear gets a little heavier. Inhale as the head drops back, the chin goes high. Then exhale, drop the head back a little bit further. Complete the circle, inhaling as your ear comes towards the shoulder. One exhale there. Back up to neutral with the inhale. And exhale, release the hands, bring them in front of you to interlace the hands again. Palms away from you, shoulders back in the sockets, wrists directly out from the shoulders. As we inhale, arms come up by the ears. And as you exhale, we bring it back to shoulder height. Again, inhale, arms up by the ears. And exhale back to shoulder height. twice more, moving with your breath. When I introduce affirmations, you are welcome to repeat them internally. You can repeat them aloud if you'd like. You can even just let them flow through your ears without repeating them. Let's bring our hands up and keep them there. Hold there as you exhale. Take another breath in and hold that breath. Now, as you hold the breath, let your fingers become unlaced and let an exhale bring your hands all the way down, wide and down. We're going to transition to tabletop position. I like to encourage folks to put a blanket beneath their knees. If you're on a hard surface, I would recommend that for you. We're going to come onto all fours. We're going to find our joints in alignment. So place your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees, and then, this part's important, let yourself find a slight external rotation of your bicep, which will take the inside of your elbow to opposite corners at the top of your mat. Now, before we start to move, find the rhythm of your breath. Our first affirmation. My mind is clear, sharp, and open to new insights. We'll move shortly. See if you can repeat this affirmation before we do. My mind is clear, sharp, and open to new insights. Now, the next time that an exhale comes through you, let that exhale guide you to press your hands into the mat, finding your way to cat pose. Pelvis pulls under, belly pulls in, chin comes down. And when we inhale, we find our way to cow, lifting the tailbone, lowering the belly, bringing the chest forward and the chin up. And exhaling as we go back to cat. Now see if the pelvis can guide the movement in both directions and lead the movement, starting with the pelvis, then the spine, then the shoulders, then the chin. In both directions. Pelvis, spine, shoulders, chin. Keep moving between cat and cow. My mind is clear, sharp, and open to new insights. See if you can let your breath guide this movement, reaching cow at the exact moment that you're full of air, reaching cat at the exact moment that you're fully empty of air. Couple more in each direction. Slight bend at your elbows when you come forward to cow. Pressing the floor away, belly pulling in as you're finding cat. One more of each. We started with cat, so let's let cow be what we finish with. So the next time you come to cow, we take a big inhale to guide us there. And then our exhale guides us back to a neutral tabletop position. From here, we're going to keep our hips directly over our knees. We're going to walk our hands forward, finding puppy pose. So walk your hands as forward as they can get to with keeping your hips over the knees. Start to lower your head down towards the mat. Choose if you're going to keep your elbows lifted Or if you'll lower them down to the mat, then an option is to bring your hands to touch and bring your prayer hands behind your head. Now let your breath, time, and gravity combine for you to find your chest a little bit lower to the ground. My mind is clear, sharp, and open to new insights. Soft breath here, letting the breath flow through you. When you feel as though you've gotten what you need to out of this pose, let your hands start to come down, palms to the mat, walking back to our neutral tabletop. We're going to thread the needle, and we can prepare ourselves by bringing one hand's fingertips up to the mat, tenting your hands to tell the other wrist that we're going to bear weight on it. And then when an inhale comes to you, reach high up towards the ceiling or the sky. We're going to exhale and thread through between our other wrist and knee. But this first time, don't lower the shoulder. Just reach as far as you can. And then inhale, reach for the sky again. And as you exhale, this time, thread it through and lower the shoulder down. Let your weight lower down onto the shoulder. My mind is clear, sharp, and open to new insights. If you'd like, you can take the hand that's by your face and walk it forward, or bring the top of your hand to your low back. We're here for another few breaths. When you feel ready to. If you've moved your hand, bring it right back alongside your face. And then when an inhale comes, unthread, reach high. And with an exhale, follow it back down. Let's go through one cat-cow to reset. You can choose which one comes first. Following your breath. And coming back to neutral tabletop. Up onto the fingertips. Inhale, hand comes high. Exhale, thread it through, but don't lower the shoulder. Bring it high again with an inhale. Hold that maybe for a second so it feels really good when you thread it through again. And lower the shoulder down, the side of the head down. If you walked the hand forward or brought it below or at the lower back on the first side, maybe you try that again here. Couple more breaths. I trust my inner wisdom to guide me toward the right choices. I trust my inner wisdom to guide me toward the right choices. Our first step of coming out of this will be bringing the hand back alongside the face and then inhaling to bring the hand high up towards the ceiling or the sky. And exhaling to bring it back down to your neutral tabletop. Let's find our alignment. Then let's find our toes to the mat as we press into the hands to lift on up to downward facing dog. When you get there, it's perfectly fine to have a bit of a bend at your elbows. Hips lifting high, trying to find a straight line from your wrists to your shoulders, up to your hips. Then finding a slow pedal. Bending one knee as the other heel comes down. Inhaling as both knees are a bit bent. Exhaling as the other heel comes down. I trust my inner wisdom to guide me toward the right choices. Let's lift both heels high together, coming onto our tippy toes. And then exhale as the heels lower back down. If that felt okay, we could do it once more. Inhaling, lifting the heels high, tippy toes. Exhale as the heels lower back down. Let's guide our shoulders over our wrists to a high plank. And then let's lower the knees down. Keep the elbows pinned in as you lower the chest down, the hips down. Tops of feet come to the mat, big toes come to touch, elbows pin in a little bit more. Baby cobra 3 times. Inhale, lift your chest gently. And exhale, lower it back down. Twice more, not lifting from the hands, lifting from your low back via the heart. Bringing it up. And back down. Take your third one. As you lifted, maybe you pin in the elbows a little bit more, pull the hands back towards your feet, and exhale. Lower it back down. We're going to find our way back towards downward facing dog. Gentlest way would be press into your hands, toes come to the mat, hips come back towards the heels, and you press into your toes, lifting your hips on up. Couple more pedals. I trust my inner wisdom to guide me toward the right choices. Let's walk our hands back towards our feet, finding our way into ragdoll position. While we're down here, let's check that our feet are hip width distance, about 2 fists between. And then ragdoll is not a fold as much as it is more like a squat where we place our torso and our thighs together, glue them together with your mind, grab for opposite elbow, chin towards your chest, crown of head towards the ground. Then you can start to rock your weight from one foot to the other, letting the arms follow. Shaking your head yes, shaking your head no. I like to picture that the breath here comes up from my feet, up towards my hips. And then as the exhale goes, it travels like a waterfall from the tailbone all the way down the back. Maybe shake your head yes and no again. Let the rocking from weight to weight, from foot to foot, bring your weight shifting to help encourage the sway and release. Now let's release our hands. Okay to keep a bit of a bend here as we shift to a forward fold. Let's inhale, drag the hands up the shins, find a flat back. And exhale to fold. We'll do that twice more. Draw the hands, drag them up the shins. Find your flat back. Fold as you exhale. Once more. And fold. We're going to walk our hands forward to come back to tabletop position. Place your knees back to the mat or to the blanket on your mat. Check for your alignment. And now we're going to come to a supported variation of a side plank. So kick your foot on the right out, then bring your foot back on your left foot. And we're going to first make sure that our right shoulder is placed over the right wrist so that it's not all the way forward, not back, but just below the shoulder. We're going to look down and try to find a straight line from wrist to knee to foot. Then we'll bring the top hand up. And we'll see if we can stack our joints from the top wrist all the way down to the lower wrist. We have our wrist, elbow, shoulder, shoulder, elbow, and wrist all stacked here. Now, can you let your hips rock a bit forward, top shoulder to drop a bit back? Trust yourself here. Let your left foot find the grip of the mat via the outside edge pointing towards the mat. Then when you're ready, let's come up onto our fingertips, tenting the hand like we did earlier, and then using our breath and our core to help lift us up with the torso. Arms straight out from the shoulders. Hip above knee, joints stacked. Again, this foot is trying to have the knife edge pressing towards the ground. Broad across the chest. Then we're going to bring one hand down towards our leg, other hand up. And now again, we're trying to stack all of these joints. Wrist above elbow, above shoulder, above hip, above knee. You can look up towards your top hand. You can try to find a stretch here through your whole side body. Make sure that the shoulders not come out of the socket. Drop it down a bit if it needs to. And when you feel ready to, let an exhale guide you as that top hand comes down. We rotate the shoulders, we bring the foot in. We try out the other side. So first, find your alignment in this tabletop, then bring the foot out, then bring the other foot back. Look for a straight line from wrist to knee to foot, and then make sure that you're stacked from shoulder to wrist, and then bring your hand up. I move through my day with purpose, focus, and intention. Now with that purpose, focus, and intention, check that your joints are all stacked here. Let your hips rock forward, top shoulder drops a little bit back. And again, I move through my day with purpose, focus, and intention. Let's come up onto our fingertips, and then let's use the breath and the core to come up. Arms spread wide, outside edge of the foot pressing down towards the ground. And when you're ready, hand drops down towards your extended leg. Other hand comes up. And we breathe. We check that we have all these joints stacked. And then again, we affirm. I move with purpose, focus, and intention. exhale will bring us down with the hand. The other hand coming down, leg in, knee aligns. Back to our neutral tabletop position. Can we bring our toes to the mat? And when you're ready to, press into the hands and lift the knees just a bit off the ground. We're now in a bear plank. It gets challenging pretty quickly. Can we focus here? Can we breathe? Can we push through this challenge by reminding ourselves, I move through my day with purpose, focus, and intention. Make sure you're breathing. And as you're ready, lower the knees back down, tops of feet to the mat. Keep your legs as they are, but sink your hips back towards the heels. Then inhale, come back up to tabletop. Second round, joints stacked, toes to the mat. Press into your hands, lift your knees just a bit off the floor. Pull your pelvis slightly up towards your ribs. And with me again, say internally or aloud or just let it flow through you. I move through my day with purpose, focus, and intention. And this time when we lower down, we're going to let our knees come a little bit wider, toes to touch. Come back to child's pose. Let your hips sink as close back towards your heels as possible. Walk your hands as forward as they can get to with keeping your hips pointed towards the heels. Lower your forehead down to the mat. I create space for clarity by letting go of mental clutter. I create space for clarity by letting go of mental clutter. Let your third eye, which lives between your eyebrows, place firmly onto the ground. You can rock your head a little bit back and forth, side to side, letting the weight of your head press firmly into the mat. I create space for clarity by letting go of mental clutter. Let's let a big exhale go, clear out some of that mental clutter. If it felt really good before to do so, you could also here lower your elbows down. Bring your hands to touch one another. Bring these prayer hands behind your head and surrender to the moment. Let's bring our hands back to the mat. Palms finding the ground. Hips rising back up to tabletop. Knees placing underneath the hips. Wrists below the shoulders. Fingers spread wide. Toes again coming to the mat, but this time we're going to press into our hands. Lift all the way up to downward facing dog. Perfectly fine to pedal again. Let's give a little bit more love to our legs by finding our best downward facing dog, remembering that heels are pointing towards the ground. They might not touch the ground. They might not ever touch the ground. But we give a little bit of a bend at our knees to encourage a straight line from the wrist to the hips. And when you're ready, an inhale is going to bring your right heel high to three-legged dog. We're going to exhale right there. Now, can you connect to the hamstring muscle to help you lift the leg a little bit higher? Hold there as you exhale. Once more, try to lift high. And with the exhale, come back down to downward facing dog. One breath here. Pedal, heel to heel. We'll try out the other side. So left heel's coming high as we inhale. Then we exhale there. Both hips stay facing towards the ground. Hamstring is going to try to bring our leg a little higher as you inhale. Then you exhale. You try to bring it a little bit higher just once more. And then you exhale, bring it back down. Couple pedals. Then we're going to take these pedals into a slow walk towards the top of your mat. Tiny little steps. You might not be able to get the whole way. So when you do, you lift up a little bit, find your way towards the top of the mat, and find a forward fold. As you're ready, we're going to lift up to standing, letting the chin and the shoulders stay draped forward as you rise all the way up. Chin comes up and shoulders back after your spine is upright. Now from here, open your eyes if they're closed. Find something that you can look at, something in your sight that's not moving. I'll turn towards you so you can see what I'm doing. Turning towards me if you need to, remembering you can always primarily follow my words. We're going to find a tree pose. So, choose the standing leg that you'd like to start with. And then choose how high of a position you're going to choose today. We have our kickstand, the calf, the thigh, all of them being equally tree pose. Only thing we can't do is put the foot to the knee, because then we're pushing the joint out of alignment. So find yourself here in whichever one you choose. Standing leg, that foot points in front of you. Your other knee goes out perpendicular. You find something that you can look at, which is called a drishti, and helps with your balance. And then hands might choose to be at the heart. Hands might choose to extend out as branches from your tree. Hands might come up to our mountain variation. Or you can create a funnel above your crown, bringing your thumbs and pinkies together, shoulders sinking down, extending the rest of your fingers outward, and breathing. Breathing is what people forget most often when they're in a balancing pose. And if you have a little wobble, that's fine. You're strengthening your ankle, and you're strengthening all the muscles in your calves throughout a lot of your leg. Now let's let the hands come together. Everyone brings their hands to the heart. And then we can lower our foot down. You can shake it out a little bit at your standing leg. And then we'll try out the other side. So find the position that's going to make sense for you. Ideally choosing the same level as the other side, whether that's kickstand, calf, or thigh. If you're choosing the thigh, you can hold your foot or your ankle as you start to press your foot into the thigh and then press the thigh back into the foot. That may help you in then being able to release your hand, stand tall. Remember that each of these is equally as tree pose as the other. And breathe. Soften your gaze, look just through your eyelashes at this drishti, this thing you're looking at that helps with your balance. And if you wobble, or if you fall out of it, you come back to that same side. It is only through conscious choice that we release and consider the moment complete, or that we switch to the other side. So give your best intention, focus, and purpose here. And when you're ready to, release with intention, allowing your exhale to bring your foot down. Shake it out if you need to. We're going to now let our hands come back high to mountain and slowly swan dive down to a fold. We'll take a half lift. And we'll exhale to fold, bending the knees enough that we can reach the floor. Step one foot back, step the other foot back. Find your high plank. And now you may say, this high plank is too much for my wrists. Since we're going to be here for a moment, if so, come down to your forearms. And if that becomes too challenging for you, even the knees could come down. But if you're feeling strong today, maybe it's another moment in that bear plank. We're going to see how we can find effort and match it with ease that follows. So, find what you can do here. Let your breath flow through you. Remember that we are letting go of mental clutter so that we can make space. We're moving through the day with purpose, focus, and intention. So breathe. Know that we're going to have a moment of ease that follows this, immediately after this. And you'll go when you're ready. You'll bring your knees wide, your toes together, your hips back towards your heels, your forehead again down towards the mat. I trust my intuition to guide me toward clarity and truth. Your center of intuition is placed firmly to the ground. Let your head be heavy to the ground, either rocking the head side to side or just letting the third eye be firmly to the ground. As you join me in affirming, I trust my intuition to guide me toward clarity and truth. A couple more breaths here. Then let's walk the hands back towards us. Come up right with the torso. Keep your eyes lower closed if you can. Knees towards each other. Legs coming around in front of us. Bringing your sit bones to the center of the mat. Your legs extend out. And we slowly, as we can, lower on down to a full body stretch. So let your spine come down, shoulders and head. Then bring your arms above head. Take a big breath in. And let a sigh go. Another breath in here. And another sigh of relief. Let's take a breath in. And then with the exhale, let your right knee come in towards you. Hands coming just below the knee. Fingers interlace at the top of your shin. And this is our half wind removing pose. Whenever you come here, let it be the cue for your body to remember that your left foot, the opposite one to the knee you're holding in, that foot flexes, heel away, toes towards you. And then the foot of the knee that you're holding in gets to just relax. Take a deep breath in and hold that breath. We're now at the point where we're transitioning our breath, every breath to be in through the nose, a hold to build up some pressure, and now out the mouth, we exhale. See if you can feel the body soften as you do. Take another deep breath in. Hold that breath. Let it go out the mouth. Exhale. Once more, breathe in. Hold it. Let the pressure build up. Just like when we were in that plank and then we went to child's pose, we found effort followed by ease. So build up the pressure in your breath here. Let that be the effort. And then when you exhale, feel the ease. Let's find a supine twist. Left hand outside of the right knee. Right arm straight out from the shoulder. We're going to draw the knee across the body and keep the right shoulder flat. So if you brought the knee across and the shoulder lifted, then you untwist and you do it again. We're not trying to bring the knee all the way across so much that it reaches the floor. Some of you might have the flexibility that it gets close, but what we're trying to do instead is find length and distance between the right knee and the right shoulder. Let's come back into our breath, breathing in. Holding the breath for a moment and letting the body soften as you exhale. Again, we breathe in. We hold. Long exhale, like you're blowing out a candle. One more breath here. Hold it. And exhale it. Let's guide the knee back towards the shoulder where it came from. But hold it with just one hand, grabbing below the right knee with the right hand, so we can invite the other knee in, grab it with the left hand. And then we're going to guide the knees away from each other. You may feel like you'd like to kick at the heels. That can feel good to help loosen up the hips. Let's all take a deep breath in. And a big sigh out. Then the knees are going to travel back towards hip width distance, and the right leg is going to extend out. Fingers interlaced just below the left knee. Remember, what is this a cue to our body to do? For the right foot to flex, the left foot to relax. Next is a deep breath in. And a hold. Hold, hold, hold. Big, long exhale. Two more. Breathe in. And hold it. Hold it. Wait till you build up some pressure. Wait to let the breath go until you absolutely want to. Hold, hold, hold. Long of an exhale as you can. How about one more breath here? Breathe in. And hold it. Maybe you picture that as you're holding the breath, it's traveling around in your hip, picking up anything that's causing tension or keeping you from flexibility. You can picture it. It's picking every bit up like a vacuum. And then we're going to exhale. And let that all go. Let's transition to supine twist. Hand outside knee, arm out from the shoulder. Draw the knee across the body, only as far as the shoulder stays flat. We can look up towards the ceiling or out towards our extended arm. And then we can take a deep breath in. Hold the breath. Trying to find a little bit more length between shoulder and knee when we exhale, long exhale. Another deep breath in. Hold. Let the pressure build. Then exhale, release, soften as you try to find a little bit more length. Another breath. Another hold, waiting for the pressure to build, remembering the balance of effort and ease being like a yin and a yang symbol. This is your yang, building up the pressure. Balance it with a long exhale to find the yin. Let's guide the knee back towards the shoulder. Grab it with one hand. Invite the other knee in. Grab it with the other hand. Bring the knees towards each other. And when we inhale, we're going to let the legs extend long, the arms swing around like a snow angel to our full body stretch. If you'd like more, let your heels hover. Hold your breath. When you exhale, swing the arms wide, bring the knees in, grab at the shins. Then take another inhale where the legs extend, the arms swing around. We hold the breath. We let a bit of pressure build up here. And then when you swing it in with your exhale, it's like you're squeezing out all the breath that's in you. Let's do it once more. Inhale, extend. Hold the breath. Let it build up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze it all out. Grab at the shins or clasp around the shins. We're 2 breaths from Shavasana. So squeeze tightly. Take another deep breath in. Now hold that breath. You may want to curl your toes, activate your biceps by squeezing a little bit tighter. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Hold your breath. Then keep the posture, but release the muscles in the breath. Once more, deep breath in. Curl your toes, squeeze tightly. Bring your forehead up towards your knees. Tiny little ball. Hold your breath for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release the clasp, release your legs, let them go long. Find your Shavasana position. Feet as wide as your mat or wider, toes falling out to the sides. Hands out, wrists out from your hips, hands up towards the ceiling, helps your shoulders relax. Once you've reached this position, your only mission and objective is stillness. You can allow yourself to release control of the breath, to fidget until you can find a space that you can stay still within. My mind is clear, sharp, and open to new insights. I trust my inner wisdom to guide me toward the right choices. I move through my day with purpose, focus, and intention. I create space for clarity by letting go of mental clutter. I trust my intuition to guide me toward clarity and truth. I'll guide you out when we're finished. Soon we'll come back into the day or the evening, come back into our bodies. We can cue the body that it's time with a deep breath in and a big breath out. And you can start small with your movements, the little wiggle of your toes or some movement of your fingers. Finding slightly bigger movement of either your ankles or your wrists. And then when you feel ready, you could bring your feet towards one another, your arms above head to another full body stretch. And when you do so, let the body feel a sense of From here, a nice way to come up to a seat could be to keep your arms above your head, bring your knees in towards you, roll over onto one side, letting your bicep hold you as a pillow, the other hand helping to lift you up to a seated position. Meet me here in this seated position. Doesn't matter what you do from the waist down. It is a yoga seat if you sit tall through the spine, rooting down to rise up, lifting your spine, letting your shoulders sink back, and the heart gently lifting up towards the sky. If you'd like to join me, we can bring hands together at the heart. And if you'd like to leave your practice with an intention, you can leave some space between your hands. Letting that space before your intention and letting the intention come to you. Whether it's for you, for another, for the world. If it's the way that you'd like to feel, something you'd like to see, something you'd like to be. Just a wish that you have for the world. Let that intention arise in your head or your heart, and then for it to travel into your hands. Take a breath in, And then press the hands firmly together to seal that intention with trust and faith. Inhale as the hands come up your center line, placing your thumbs at your third eye. And then we use this last exhale to bow forward to each other with gratitude for this shared moment of alignment. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. May you be loved. Namaste.